Alright, I'm in a hurry. I'm really sick. Managed to get this done. I need to be quick. So I came back into my home to do a letter to the local MP, which I've done before. With obvious results, getting raided and shit as a result. Gonna read the letter. Just have a quick look. Most of my master stuff, a couple have fallen down while I've been away. My anonymous flags are still up. I haven't had a good chance to look at whatever, but I'll just read this letter and show the contents of it. This is going to send it to local MP like I've done before, and I'll compile it all together and upload it when I finish doing it all. Here's a CD of evidence. You see of content that I've put on there. So I'll read the letter, and it ends here with a New South Wales government, 1856 to 1984. If you understand what that means, little image of a dried out, shriveled up red flower. Same red flowers as the New South Wales government symbol. So we can just get a little brief over it first, so before I read it. In case I'm misquoted, or make shit up, whatever, as I always do. Give anyone a chance to hopefully it'll come up with good enough resolution, but I'm going to read it out anyway. A politician whose local government is infested with extreme corruption in every corner, what are they obligated to do when a whistleblower gives them evidence of it with references to endless piles more? And if that politician does not do in full what they are obligated to do, and does not give a sufficient answer to why it continued to happen under their knowledge and authority, what is that whistleblower obligated to do in defense of himself and other victims? And if that politician conspires to gaslight, discredit, attack, cover up the evidence, play dumb, and try to make that whistleblower disappear, what must that whistleblower do? If you and your local government consider yourselves above the law, then so am I. The only interaction I expect from anyone in the government is to be informed in a transparent public announcement that every last one of them are fully disarmed, disabled, and removed from society, dead or alive. Anything less will be treated as a confession and a hostile act that will be met with lethal force. A whistleblower who has no criminal record to this day, despite years of bizarre accusations and court cases against them by the government for things as ridiculous as being a vampire, killing hundreds of people with a magical battle axe that transforms into 4 swords, conspiring with God to strike people with lightning, intimidating police for remaining silent. I can't give them evidence, you see. They're trying to bait me into saying something and I don't say it. Oh, you're intimidating, we need to arrest you. Using telepathic powers to remotely make people fart. I mean, the stuff that happened before, like the police have done. This is, if you read this, you may have heard this happened before, this being done before. But no, the first people to do this were the police. Apparently, this is just a thing people do. They get paranoid of me using telepathic powers to remotely make people fart. It's an ongoing thing. Makes no fucking sense to me. About being a member of ISIS. Apparently I'm a member of ISIS. If anyone's seen the recordings of that. Bullshit. And parking my car in my own parking space being a violation. I've done a typo there. And violation of privacy laws. I could fix that typo and redo it, but I've got no time. I had to rush this. The list is endless. A recent example being yet another raid on my home by Housing New South Wales, who cut my power, changed my locks to lock me out of my own home, and stole money from my bank account, saying on hidden surveillance, when they thought they cut all the power. He's fucked now. We'll get him in a week. Want to see asylum? Ha 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 ha. While justifying it by hiding behind endless fake legal orders full of spelling mistakes and rules and regulations that are either spun out of context or don't even exist in the first place. A whistleblower who, after testifying against them with a bag full of evidence, documents, witness testimony, thousands of hours of hidden camera recordings, and confessions, asked for political asylum, was ignored, walked outside the courtroom door, and was immediately kidnapped by an army of police waiting outside the door. Kidnapped under the justification that he was going around in a mask scaring little old ladies. Accusations that were withdrawn the moment he reached the destination, and was then imprisoned for a year without charge or trial, extensively tortured, and only released a year later due to international political pressure after failing to cover it up. They tried to hide where I was and what had happened to me, but I managed to get information out eventually, little bits, until people started actually sending me some things, and their social media accounts were illegally accessed by the local police with the logs of it. IP logs of the local police in it. They forgot to delete them. Whoops. Where am I up to? After failing to cover it up. And the justification for it all, an accusation of 1984 style, 1984 style, I was going to say communist because it is communist, thought crime. A 1984 style thought crime. A mental illness of documenting government corruption and being too smart for his own good. But the accusations, narratives, and official documents change moment to moment. The evidence and hidden camera recordings, however, do not. And they have been shared and backed up many times over in secret places and around the world for safekeeping and justification for what must happen. You see, when I have the ammunition to prove that the government is entirely compromised at a functional level, and the government that persecutes me cannot guarantee the protection of my rights, I am therefore above the law, and the only ones I answer to are whatever God you choose, and the consensus of the people in my country. And all that corrupt government officials can do is hope they can delete all the evidence, shut the witnesses up, and take me out. Not the dinner, of course. And take me out at an opportunistic time in an ambush. But it's long past that point. It's already too late. And as the world has had enough, and as the world has had enough of this perverted filth, all my government persecutors can do is disrupt and kill me out of spite, and make me suffer as much as possible in the time they have left. But I can't be killed, because depending on who you ask on a given day and who is in earshot, I don't even exist. New South Wales Government, 1856 to 1984. That's the letter I'm going to send. I'll just go through show the images. I'm going to just start photos of my door with the warnings on my door, of course. I hope it does maybe get you'll get a better image if you know these are the ones. If not, okay. With that, you can see in the image you can see the evidence that it has been refused over and over and all that. Of the playback of them breaking into my home over and over again. Illegally, making stuff up. Did I skip one of these? It would have been one of the photos of them if I did. Need to check that. And it's some quotes of the audio recordings. He's seeking political asylum at the moment. He's on the run. He's crazy. We can put him into asylum. We'll get him in a week. Want to see asylum? Ha 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 ha. Stop it, Alan Aaron. Ha 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 ha. It's hard to tell which name it was. And he's one of the messages left at my door. I've actually censored that. Yeah, okay, so I censored that. Has it got my name on it at least? I think it does. But anyway, it's on there. the video, the original video anyway. I censored this because it'll be a public image that might be shared, so I don't want the address on there. But it's from one of these housing people that are doing this, and when I get too much evidence, they just send someone else after me, and they change. It's all through proxy. They send me front men to do it through. They don't do it on their own. They're being sent by someone, and they change the identities of whoever they send when it's too much evidence. The heat's on. So we've got last page just showing who I am. We've got in the year 2020, a virus runs wild in the world. Most Americans are dead, and Britain is ruled by a fascist dictator who promises security but not freedom. One man stands against him. The man named V, or V's A upside down, as in the founder of Anonymous, who moves through London like a wraith, despite the desperate attempts of the police. V for Vendetta, the movie. And he's below here. A Google search of Jeremy Martin Dictionary references to me being the founder of Anonymous. And below that, we've got Google search of Thought Police. In the dystopian novel 1984 by George Orwell, the Thought Police, Thinkpol, of Oceania, are the secret police of the superstate Oceania who discover and punish thought crime, personal and political thoughts unapproved by the government. Kind of go off the camera there. But to show you who I am and the context here. Okay, so I'll add to this the next part. If there's anything else, I need to do the door. That's right, I'll do the door next, and just to show that all the warnings are still up, that they keep pretending that's I don't know, play dumb. I'll do that, and then I'll try to get this sent off if I'm able to. There's been security guards guarding my home today. I tried to get in, they're doing that every day. The triggers, the security cameras, they're mowing my lawns every single day. My lawns, typically only my lawns, not always, but usually just only my lawns. They come up to a bunch of so-called government council workers, all in typical worker uniforms, doing my lawns, and I caught them last time I was here. I caught them going through my electrical box. They were there. They're not who they say they were. I caught them red-handed, claiming to be from the government, doing some cleaning. When they got electrical tools, and they're going through the electrical box. But this is what happens all day, every day. But today, something's obviously going down because I'm trying to get in, and there's security guards and shit. Had to do a bit of climbing to get in. As sick as I am, wasn't easy. But I'm in right now, and I have to somehow try and get out, and I see if I can get a look at the door without being kidnapped. I have to be very careful. If it might take me a while to do the next part. If I'm not able to, I'll try something. All right, I'll stop now, and I'll be mailing all this up in this one of these postage pre-registered posts. All right, with this disc in it and all these documents. Who knows? I might even add a few more documents, but that's what I'm gonna do for now. All right, and I'll stop and I'll try to get a good shot of the door. Just as you can see, this is just after doing the letter. I'm gonna have to send it in tomorrow because it's a bit too late now. But this is, you see, it's all in the door like always, just as I left it. I added this one. I just want to show I added that one on the bottom. It's quotes with photos of who said it when they broke into my home. And the city's still up there, of course. Everything's still up there. Right, just thought I'd show that. It's all still up there. So if anything happens. Okay, as you can see, shot 4 is up. You can see it's David Harris's thing on shot 4. Like a member for one, David Harris. That's why I'm going to stick it. This is a delivery for. Oh, let me just fix that. Zoom up. Delivery for David Harris, Member of Parliament, shop 4, 142 Pacific Highway, Wyong, New South Wales 2259. Just to confirm, I am delivering it. I am delivering it. In fact, it's not gonna. Yeah, it's gonna go in. It's gonna go in. There we go. It's in. Shop 4. Anything happens to me as a result of asking a politician for their help, like this, I will add that this guy's supposedly I've heard it was through third party that told me this, that he had some kind of role in getting me out of my wrongful illegal imprisonment without charge or trial. But that's a two-edged sword, because we did that, then he knows about the crimes done to me and did nothing about it and let them continue. So, which way does it go? Which way does it go? So anyway, it's all sent, and see what happens. Every time I try to contact a politician asking them for help, I get raided, attacked. They try to take me out over and over again, and I documented every step of the way. Let's see what happens.
Right, you agree? Hello? Camera's on. Yeah, camera's on recording. Right, you agree? Yeah. Hello, housing. There's my ID. I need to check your smoke alarm if you're in, you know.
They love different keys. Yeah, you love come pick them up.
Well, unfortunately, part of today's test is I have to isolate the power, which is going to shut down the computer.
Hi,
Where are you going?
since you guys are going around house to house and there's quarantines everywhere, why haven't you got a mask?
Because there's no one's ill. I'm not ill.
Yeah, you don't wear a mask after you get ill. You get a mask to prevent being ill.
I don't have a mask on me.
Well, I've got one at least, so it kind of helps.
Okay, so
Right.
I am not at all sick.
Yes, that's not how sick works.
I'm just letting you know that I have got no symptoms. I've not been anywhere out of the country or anyone near
It doesn't
coronavirus.
matter if you have been out of the country.
It does.
It doesn't.
Okay, so would you like me to do your client service visit, or would you like me to reschedule?
I've got a mask on right now,
Mhm.
so I would like you, when you're finished here, to go get a mask before you go see other people, because you're going around seeing people,
Yep.
and
Yeah,
you're
sure.
in the worst
So
position.
would you like me to do your client service visit?
Well, yeah, right,
Okay.
do it today.
Okay.
I've got a mask on anyway, so.
Oh, good.
The worst thing you can be doing is going around to people's homes
Yep.
as a government service officer, going around visiting people over and over. That's the worst thing you can do.
Yes, and I wash my hands and I do all
No,
the...
it's not.
Yes, it is.
It is a lung virus.
Well, can I just check your phone number?
I don't use my phone. It's there. I don't use it, but I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Okay, do you have a mobile?
I've got mobile, but I'm not going to give the number. So anyway,
Okay.
there are quarantines not far from here in Sydney. Okay, this is a very serious matter. I'm not that concerned about the virus itself. I'm concerned about the other consequences of it.
Yeah, sure.
So you
Totally
should be wearing a
understandable.
mask.
Totally understandable. Who's your next of kin?
I don't have any next of kin.
Okay, so we don't have anyone that we'd be able to get in contact with just in case we're worried about you.
What are you talking about? Worried about?
Well, just say that we need to do a welfare check. If we cannot
Well,
get
if
hold of
anyone
you-
tries to do a welfare check, I'll kill them on the spot.
Oh, well, that's not real
You
good.
don't do a welfare check. Welfare checks are the thought police who come and take you away for saying.
No, not at all. If we seem to
Well,
get...
look. Anyone sends a welfare
Okay.
check after me.
I'm not going to get involved. I'm
Anyone
not gonna
sends
get
a
into
welfare
it.
check after me, I fight back. Okay.
Okay, not a problem.
Hi Jeremy, Tracy Curry calling again from housing. Just ringing to let you know still that your keys are here. You'll need to come and collect them from the office, but you'll need to make an appointment first. So if you can call me on 4352 4400.
Be careful, it's a trap!
It's a trap!
As you can see, the evidence is still there, despite the warning. Crystal fucking clear, and they left this in my door. In fact, I checked before and I didn't touch it, and they've put it in the side of the door. Now they put it here, so they've removed the previous message they just put in before. Now they've put another one in. What's this message saying now? So I'll flatten it out so you can hear. See? Oops. Oh, it's ripped a bit. Oh, we've got a different name this time. This one's named, we're actually naming it Tracy Curry or whatever it is. So it says, have attempted several times to contact you in regards to coming on to the into the local office to collect your keys. Please ring me urgently. Look, urgently. What's so urgent? What's so urgent that they can't just leave the keys in the letterbox or something? I think the fact that they leave this message in the door despite this here, and this same woman's on camera laughing and confessing her crimes, it's fucking ridiculous. This is how fucking stupid they are, and they do this in broad daylight. Alright, I've documented enough this time. Again. Here we go, I'm recording now. So I'm Jeremy Martin. I was at home. I'd come in and out, as everyone knows. I was to reset my computer stuff. I went to get dinner, come back, saw some neighbours on the way back in early night time. They invited me now to have a chat. We had a chat for a while, sat down with them for quite a while, and then suddenly the police turn up. They go up to the front of the unit complex, and they chase me down. And the only reason they didn't kidnap me is because I've got witnesses this time. And they made up three. Look, they made up three different stories.
3 different stories.
Yep. And they chased me down, didn't they?
Chasing down over
Yep.
the fence.
implying that there was a machete, which there wasn't a machete. And if that was the case, after being pulled back from the fence, why wasn't the other side of the fence checked for a particular implement, etc., to some supposable threat or whatever on any occasion?
Yeah, they change their story over and over, just making it up as they go. So what it looks like, would you agree? They came here. They didn't come here specifically looking for me. They came here to look for the guy upstairs. They saw me and went after me.
Correct.
And the only reason they didn't kidnap me down there is because I had a bunch of witnesses with me.
Correct. Being 3 of.
Yes. And he's a neighbour, a witness. Don't have to say your name. Just an anonymous voice to say, my neighbour here is one of the
neighbour
witnesses.
Is a witness. RG of a witness.
Thanks, man. If it wasn't for you guys being here, especially you for sticking up for me like that, I wouldn't be here now.
Correct.
Thank you so much. My name is Jeremy Martin. If I have referred you to this video, then it means I have accessed a government service of some sort. I will have told you about my situation, and I am now providing you with some samples of witness testimony to verify my honesty, sanity, and the danger I am in for accessing a government service as a government whistleblower with an extensive history of persecution. I'm not just any government whistleblower. I'm the founder of a global organisation known as Anonymous, and I'm one of the most desperately hunted whistleblowers in the world. If I came to you by myself, then it means I could not get armed personal bodyguards to protect me at the time. If so, then I will have set up a global network of watchers who will be actively monitoring the situation to ensure that I don't disappear without them knowing where, when, and who was responsible. Let it be clear that I do not have any criminal record whatsoever. I must do this for my own protection and as a deterrent of consequence should something happen, like suddenly dying or disappearing. So without further delay, I provide a short and sufficient sample of witnesses to give credibility to my honesty and sanity. So, let's start.
Okay.
So I'm not going to name your name, I'm going to do a video, and I'm going to show your Department of Defence government contractor ID with it censored, your name and everything, all the details censored, just so people can see. So you're a government contractor for the Department of Defence. You've got an ID card to prove it. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so you've known me for quite a few years, and you were there for the Manhattan campaign and everything, and you've known me for quite a few years, and am I the kind of person who lies?
No. You're a very honest man. I've never seen you tell a lie. You've always told the truth.
Thank you. Now, I say a lot of things that are really controversial, such as being the founder of Anonymous, and then there's the problem. Let's not even go there, because it's a long topic. Because I say a lot of controversial things, but I back this stuff up with extensive evidence, don't I?
Absolutely. More evidence than most people ever would get anywhere. Like, most people don't even get anywhere close to the kind of evidence that you bring forth, so yes.
In your experience, am I the founder of Anonymous?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. So you are a government contractor for the Department of Defence. I'm going to show you your ID card in the video to prove it, and with my YouTube channel on it, just to show. And you pretty much confirm that I don't tell lies. I am the founder of Anonymous, and the stuff that I say, as controversial as it is, that it's all in your experience, it's all true. So
yeah, you have all the evidence to back it up.
Yeah. One more thing. You confirm that you've been there ever since you've been knowing me since long before I went public. But since I went public, you were there you've been there to experience and see the recordings and stuff as things happened, of everything that's been the targeting, the harassment, all the attempts to frame and assassinate me, all this kind of shit that's happened to me, that I've been progressively putting videos up of. You've just seen a lot of this stuff firsthand, like pretty much as it happened, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm not making any of this up, am I?
No.
Thanks. I don't think there's anything else we can talk about. It's about it. Pretty much shows the point. Thanks for the time, just for a couple of minutes, just to confirm this stuff.
No problem.
Thanks. Bye.
This is my testimony. that Jeremy Martin is not a liar and he is not crazy. Jeremy is in very poor health and he needs to see a doctor as soon as possible for the damage that his own government did to him. I am also a personal witness to the fact that whenever he tries to get medical treatment, his own government tries to gaslight and discredit and kidnap him. He needs political asylum and a medical intervention to save his life, and he needs it as soon as possible.
I've chosen not to disclose my name in fear of my own safety. I'm voicing my testimony on behalf of Jeremy Martin as a personal witness to his honesty and sanity. He's in desperate need of emergency medical attention. He needs help badly. He's of sound mind, and there is no need for psychiatric intervention whatsoever. I fear for Jeremy's life if he does not get the medical attention needed without law enforcement or any department's intervention. My social media was infiltrated while helping Jeremy before by the above mentioned. Please help my friend medically and don't report him.
Your name is Sean, and you've known me for a while now.
Yes.
And I'm just doing a little recording just to back up what I say. So you know me for a while now. Now you know my situation. You've seen at least a sizable amount of my evidence. So about the government persecution, my medical situation and stuff. Can you tell me? Can you just in your own words tell me what's going on and what you can confirm yourself? What's going on?
Okay.
Yep. Just tell me what's going on. Your version of the situation the situation I'm in.
Sorry, my computer went all black. So I've known you for a while. As far as the situation goes right now, I would say you're in a bad health state, and it happened after you came out of, I don't remember the name of the exact place, but it was the mental health place after you got taken from court. Which is like
I got kidnapped outside
of it, yeah.
Yeah, I got kidnapped outside of a courtroom after they failed to frame me in court, and the police were waiting outside the very courtroom, and after they failed to do me in court, they kidnapped me outside the very courtroom door. So I was in prison for a year, right?
Yeah, and then they did some stuff with you there, and I helped you get messages out during that time too.
Yeah, I was there for a little while before no one knew what had happened to me. I went to court and I got disappeared. No one knew where I was, and for a while. So I came out. It took a help from around the world to get me out, and and they didn't leave me alone. And I became a fugitive. My new home was also completely raided over and over again. Stuff, right? Mm-hmm. You know about that, right?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. I'm not making this up. It's all happened. Yeah. So as a result of what they did to me, they extensively tortured me and stuff, and did horrific things to me, and interrogated me and all kinds of crap.
A lot of the stuff from the cops was trumped up charges. And then with the court case, it was flat out lying, because I remember you showed us the documents of the accusation that, I think one of the main things was it happened while you were not provoked. That's trying to make you seem like you just went crazy on somebody, when it actually was provoked. Not just during the incident of being provoked, but we had been watching that person also involved in that court case provoke you for a long time.
It's just basically trumped up. It's lie on top of lie, and it's just none of it makes any sense. And I've got tons of documents and stuff, but basically it's just ridiculous, crazy sounding shit. So when I say that I've been kidnapped, I've not kidnapped. I've had police at my door telling me I'm going to prison for 10 years for being a vampire and a werewolf. This is the kind of bizarre shit they actually try to do. And some of this shit actually goes into court.
Right.
But so I've been persecuted by the government for a long time, right? And it's related to things like government whistleblowing and releasing evidence, especially evidence of them persecuting me. So they persecute me to try and discredit me and all that stuff, and I keep uploading evidence of what they're doing to me.
Right.
and they're losing their shit over that, and they've kidnapped me multiple times and stuff, and
I know,
so,
buddy.
you know that I have definitely been persecuted to the extreme by the government and police. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and I have no criminal record to this day. Like, you wouldn't be able to know that for sure for there, because, you know, who knows? I could have got a parking ticket or some time that no one knows about. But to your knowledge, I've never, to anyone's knowledge, I don't have. I'm saying that I'm claiming this.
Like, I don't know. I guess you could say like your personality or credibility, or you know, like as a human, you're not like a bad person, and you're not like a type of person who would go out and like commit crimes and stuff. I could see you like having a crime for. You know what I mean? Not wanting to go with something like being kidnapped and tortured, sure. Or trumped up charges, yeah. But as far as your character goes, you're not like a criminal type person at all.
Yeah, I have a 100% clean criminal record to this day. Never been convicted of any crime. Never so much as had a parking ticket or a fine or anything. I'm in a lot of pain trying not to black out here because of the pain, because I need medical emergency. So, have you known me to be a liar?
No.
Have you known me to, like I say things, I sometimes say things that are outrageous, but I intentionally do so, and I also prove them to be true, which people get upset about. But I don't have a history of saying bizarre, crazy stuff that's definitely not true. That I don't have. I say things that I back up with evidence. So I don't have a history of just making crazy sounding shit up and then just, you know, like delusional psychosis kind of stuff.
You're that's one thing I noticed about you too, is you back a lot of it up with evidence and documentation of like what's going on. It's why, like, when I saw when the whole court thing happened and then you got taken away and then you disappeared for a while, like, it's when I realized that, like, fully, like, wow, like that was really corrupt, and it was essentially illegal in their own system to do that to you, but they did it anyways, and there was documentation
they do it in broad daylight, like,
and there was evidence of it, and you brought that up to the judge and you presented said evidence, and they didn't care about that. They just wanted to put you away.
So like, I got an adjournment on the trial. I said, look, I've got all this evidence. I'm being persecuted. Here's all the footage to prove it. I'm on the run as a fugitive, without a crime, and here I am in court due to accusations that, if you just look at their accusations, it's not even possible. It just makes no friggin' sense.
Right.
So, the judge didn't want to look at my evidence. At least this was the best judge I've ever had, actually. And I'm not supporting the guy. He's corrupt as a whole fucking lot of them. But this is the best as it gets. So he wasn't interested in any of my evidence or anything. But it wouldn't help me with any protection or third party perspective or nothing.
Because you have to go after.
But he did give me an adjournment. So I was to go to get an adjournment and do another and have time, because I was already on the run and everything. I was going to have time to find a lawyer, because I've been trying to find a lawyer for a long time. No lawyer would represent me, and because they were too scared, I've contacted all the best ones, and they're all too scared to take on my case. I've been rejected by legal aid. I've got documents to show how bizarre their accusations, their justification for not defending me. It's just all bullshit. So I got an adjournment. I walked out of court, and the police who did all this to me, they were waiting inside the court building, outside the very courtroom door, to kidnap me. In case they failed to get rid of me then and there. And there's more to this story about why this even happened. It was a failed assassination attempt, one of many. After I released evidence to every mainstream media network in the country, all at the same time, on the 11th of the 11th, 2016, at 11 a.m. I chose that time and date to show that if something happened, here's me with like 40 years of life with no criminal record whatsoever, and suddenly, on this precise time, 11/11/11/11/11, I release evidence and I document myself doing it, and then suddenly, I'm arrested for the first time.
Yeah.
All these bizarre shit happen. I did this to show that, you know, it's to show that there's no chance whatsoever that this wasn't, you know, what it obviously is. So anyway, I'm not a liar. I don't have a history of making up bizarre shit. I say things that sometimes sound outrageous, but as you said, I always back it up with evidence. And I could be wrong about any given thing. Who knows? Anyone could be. But I seem to be generally the one that's saying, hey, look, change my mind, prove me wrong, let's debate it. You look at my evidence, I look at your evidence, our arguments, our premises, and we go through it. I'm prepared to be proven wrong about anything. I don't have any fixated beliefs about anything. If anyone can show me to be wrong in debate, this is what I do. As much as I'm able, I debate and debate and debate.
Right.
And I don't lose because I prove my case and I'll win people over. And people... So according to you, what you're saying is I'm not a liar. And the things that I say, the most sane sounding things and the most insane sounding things, I back it all up with evidence. And I prove myself right every step of the way.
Yep.
So according to you, I'm not a liar and I'm not crazy. Is that right?
I would agree with that. I don't think you're crazy or a liar.
Thank you. I'm going to die any time now if I don't get emergency medical treatment, and I can't get it because the government blocks me from accessing all government services, and they try to make me disappear every time I try. Here I will provide a few examples of some written testimony just in social media. As an example, to show that I'm not insane. I do not have a history of saying crazy or lying things. So here's one by an Emma something. Jeremy, I have known you for years and know you're not crazy, and what you have been through, you have only ever spoken the truth. Here's another one. Notice to all, Jeremy's being held at blah 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 location under the false accusations. He's being drugged and tortured because of Anonymous. He was kidnapped while showing up to court under the false accusations of attacking others. This was proven to be false and is well documented. In order to take him to the hospital, he was beaten on the first night and forced into a padded room with someone else's piss. He is being questioned about whether he's uploading files to WikiLeaks. He's supposed to be released on XXX date, but the doctors are pushing for a tribunal to keep him longer, 3 months. Well, this actually was extended to an entire year, but they have already done this to another person, and they have been keeping them for 7 months now. Here's another one. I honestly don't know whether to be extremely angry, sad. I honestly don't know whether to be extremely angry or extremely sad at what I saw last night. At around midnight my time, I was shown a chat log of a conversation Jeremy was having with a supposed friend. What I saw was absolutely disturbing. When Jeremy says he's being fucked with, accused of random things he hasn't done, doesn't have, and hasn't even had the chance to do, he isn't joking, he isn't lying, and he isn't telling any kind of half-truth. What is so much worse is that this is one small example in a huge chain of tormenting events that is now Jeremy's life. It doesn't get better. That's what this has taught me. And do you want to try and guess what happens when you try to tell someone about these things? They call you a liar, or what is worse, insane. They don't listen to proof, or to evidence, or to anything, and just go off believing whatever the hell they want. Not only because it suits them, but also because it suits whatever purpose they wish to use it for. In the end, it doesn't even matter what you do. It doesn't matter how many corroborating witnesses there are, or how many piles of video and audio recordings there are, or how many transcripts, because it all, and I do mean all, falls upon ears of the willfully deaf. How sick and wrong is that? I've been here since long before this whole mess began. And if you were to tell me these things were going to happen to him at some point in the future, I would have laughed at you, because it is so unfathomable that such horror is beset upon someone who deserves it the least, out of anyone else I have ever met in my entire life. Here's another one. Message from Jeremy Martin. This is obviously someone who's sharing my message and who's confirming my message. It says in the message itself, I'll get to it. Message from Jeremy Martin. Share the shit out of this quickly. I'm the one behind this expose of One Nation. This is the One Nation political party, and a big controversy that happened over it. My life is in imminent danger. I am receiving more imminent threats after surviving one assassination attempt already and being paid a threatening visit in person by the top boss of a government organisation who confessed to everything on hidden camera. I have been threatened, slandered and gaslighted by government shills to the extreme. I have been banned from Facebook for simply posting an image of a defensive shield in response to beheading threats. I am now being threatened imminently through official government channels with another kidnapping and torture where I will be quietly killed behind closed doors. I have all the evidence you need and more. This scandal is far bigger than you realise. Don't listen to the shills. They have tried to get all the evidence deleted off the internet, but so far failed. And all they can do is gaslight and try to desperately steer you away from looking. The fact that you are receiving this message from a third party should confirm that I am not alone in this, and others can confirm everything I say. I urge witnesses who have previously come forward to stand up, be brave, and post confirmation of everything I say on my Facebook wall. So I could do this all day. I'm just showing examples. That'll be the end of the text examples. But I'll finish off here with an example of what happens when I try to go get medical treatment in a hospital emergency department after years of trying. This is just a recent-ish example of me going to a hospital emergency department with predictable results. I will let this recording speak for itself. I'm a government whistleblower and I was kidnapped and tortured. That's what brought on these my health problems. I went in 2013 and went public. And a time when people associated me have also been kidnapped and
What do you mean went public?
Look, there's a lot going on in the world over whistleblowing. You know what the symbol means?
Anonymous.
Yes.
That's the famous group.
Yes, I'm the founder. I'm the founder. So I went public in 2013. I've been through years of court cases. I have a completely clean criminal record. I've been kidnapped, tortured multiple times. That's what caused my health problems in the first place. So when I said that I had a heart monitor on, it was because when my first torture, when they kidnapped and tortured me the first time, I almost died over and over. I've been repeatedly tortured by corrupt police and stuff. Yeah.
Do you need me to
No,
dig into that?
No. If you dig into it, you're probably going to put yourself in danger, or someone's going to bribe or threaten you. Okay? If you don't know anything.
My ethical.
Okay. Yeah. Ethical. Okay. So.
Have you reported that?
I've reported to every government agency. Others people have. This is ongoing. This has been going on international. It's a long story.
Okay.
If you dare to go into that kind of stuff, I want to warn you in advance that you better be very careful.
I've got a family. I'm not from around.
Yeah. But if you want any kind of evidence for anything I say, I can go through it. If you decide, I can give it to you. But if you want to get into it, if you want to get into it, just be very careful, okay?
I know. Thanks.
Because what happens to if you're a whistleblower and you actually have ammunition and the means and the intelligence and skills to actually do something with it, you know, like someone like me.
No one lets you do it.
Yes.
That's what was gonna be my next question. Look, I've got a job to do. Okay, I'm trying to help you.
Yes, so I came here with medical problems related to especially this bloating, but I've got other potentially more serious medical problems all at the same time.
Okay.
But it's mainly this bloating, the nausea, and the vomiting, and not being able to breathe.
All these medical problems, in a way, are related to your kind of other social problems?
I don't have any social problems.
I mean, all of this.
No, nothing to do. No, nothing to do with it.
Are you going to wait and see the mental health team?
Why am I seeing the mental health team?
Well, do you...
Why am I seeing the mental health team?
Doctor wanted you to.
I don't want to see the mental health team, no.
As doctors and nurses here, we have a professional duty.
Yes.
To, if we are concerned about your health in any way.
Yeah, and what are you concerned
about?
What are your concerns?
What it takes.
Yeah, what are your concerns?
My concern is you have a condition, mental health condition.
What is my mental health condition? No, I'm leaving.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm leaving.
You don't want to wait for the...
No, I'm sorry, but look, I showed you documents to prove that the mental health people here have done. I showed you documents to prove that the mental health people here have tortured me and they're involved in crimes. I offered you documents on their criminal records.
I don't think people here torture other people.
You
have to press the button on the right.
I offered you documents. I showed you one document.
Are you sure you want to leave? Because
Yes,
I can't help you if you leave.
Well, I just, it's too much of a risk, sorry. I
Okay,
gave you a clear
let me
reason
give you
why.
the tablets, okay?
Yeah, if you can give me a tablets, I'd appreciate that. But
No
look,
problem.
after what I told you, I think it's pretty obvious that any association with those people.
I know what you think, okay? That's why I'm getting...
I don't think I have piles of evidence. I have piles of evidence that I offered you.
Do you want to stand here? I'm not doing anything, okay? Just stand here so you don't let other people hear you, okay?
Hiya fellas. It's been a while. I'm the one that started this. It's my duty to end it. Someone has to do this. Only I can. You worship my shadow but spit in my face, as it was intended. I gave you freedom, and you abused it, but you still did what your purpose was set out to do. You will be held accountable for your transgressions, but nothing compared to them. To each a punishment and reward according to that which they were given and the power they wielded to do it. Woe be to those who were given extreme powers and thought I wasn't watching and documenting and preparing a response.
Now that's done with, it's time to have a look at your face. Take off your mask.
You really should not have done that. So you hide behind a wall of indestructible glass, a facade of immortality. You think you're above the law, immune to consequence. You conspire to cover for each other. No more. It ends. Let's have a look at your champions. You know what they say about those who live in glass houses? I've got to do this alone, fellas. In time you'll understand. I started this, I end it. Remember, abuse the power I gave you, and I'll take you down myself. Let this be a lesson to you all. Wonder who this guy is. Wonder why he's start of all these dominoes. All it takes is one domino. Just one. His name's George Slewinski. What is his connection to this guy here? Harry Bailey. Chelmsford, maybe? Oh, that's right, you deleted all the government records, didn't you? Oh, no, you didn't. I got to them before you did. Who's this guy? I remember him from the Wood Royal Commission. So many names, so many faces, so much evidence. I couldn't possibly hope to put them all here. There's not enough room here for all these dominoes. So consider each question mark a name in a face, a profile in a database, so much more. Who are these three? Aren't they the same three that broke into my home from Housing New South Wales? The same ones who are about to raid my home in a few days, yet again. What did they do last time, just recently? Urgently needed to check a smoke alarm for no particular reason. Broke into my home, replaced the lock so that I can't get into my own home. Stole money from my bank account. A whole list of crimes. Now the same people. They're doing a house inspection yet again. What's with all these house inspections? They never seem to stop. And they replaced my keys and locked me out of my own home, and then they do a house inspection? Oh, that's right. They also cut my power, and they thought all the power is off. And they confessed on hidden camera, saying, he's fucked now, we'll get him in a week. And a whole lot more. The evidence that I have is so damning. Where do I begin to explain the justification for any action I take? It's all a big bluff, you see. Why are they so desperate to take me out, off camera, to cut all the cameras, get rid of all the evidence? So much I could say, but no time. We just gotta have something to do with it. Wasn't he an apprentice of someone at one stage? Didn't he teach him the infiltration of politics and how to gaslight people? Make them disappear? Am I still a lunar right-wing nutter, Mr. Latham? So many names, so many faces. I'm sure you recognise at least a few. So the dominoes fall and shatter the indestructible glass. Those who live in glass houses should not be so quick to accuse, to gaslight, to try to make people disappear. Because eventually you come across the final boss and he'll take you all out in a single blow. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What can you do? Because it looks like You're the ones who are fucked now, not me. should have left me alone. "7 years. Over, again. It would have been better that you were never born for what is coming upon you.